Ladies and gentlemen, I am Lady Lilith, and welcome to Eerie Embers. The Eclipse Inn. In the shadows of the ominously named Eclipse Inn, lying within the twisted streets of Winchester's deceptive square, a misnomer of epic proportions as its shape contorts to the letter L, leading unsuspecting travellers into the labyrinth of the city's notorious one-way maze. Nestled at the sinister junction of this crooked path, the Eclipse Inn emerges, a relic of 16th century, cloaked in charm and secrets, once the sanctum of St. Lawrence's Church Rectory. Its facade, steeped in history, crumbled into oblivion during a routine renovation in the 1920s. Yet through meticulous reconstruction, every enchanting detail was resurrected, preserving its eerie allure. This haunt bears the weight of one of Winchester's darkest tales. Within its time-worn walls, Dame Alicia Lisle, widow of the infamous Judge John Lisle, sought refuge, if only for a single night. Her existence tethered to Moyles Court, a sinister Elizabethan abode nestled near Ellingham in the New Forest depths. John Lisle, a figure of judicial renown, cast his damning verdict upon Giles I by sentencing him to death, sealing his fate. Although this was the most high-profile of judgments, it was the lesser-known condemnation of John Penruddock that he made several years before that set in motion for the grim spectre of vengeance and source of trouble for his wife. In 1676, John Lisle met his demise, his blood staining the sanctuary of his bed in Moyles Court. With his passing, the once proud lineage crumbled, leaving Dame Alicia vulnerable to the tides of retribution. In 1685, the vengeful Colonel Penruddock, John Penruddock's son, dragged the frail 71-year-old to Winchester's unforgiving courts, seeking justice for his father's unjust demise. Under the malevolent gaze of the infamous Judge Jeffreys, and as one of the series of cases which later would be known as the Bloody Assizes, Dame Alicia found herself entangled in a web of deceit, her fate sealed amongst the horrors. She was being accused of sheltering dissenters in the aftermath of the ill-fated Monmouth Rebellion, her innocence drowned in the tides of political intrigue. Despite her fervent protests and flimsiness of the evidence, Judge Jeffreys, with his silver tongue and black heart, condemned her to the cruelest of ends, to be dragged through the streets of Winchester, a spectacle of shame, and then she faced the ghastly prospect of burning at the stake. Yet amidst the cries of outrage from the city's elders and pleas of her kin, a slither of mercy pierced the darkness. The cathedral's sombre bells tolled as they beseeched the king for clemency. James II, begrudgingly moved by their entreaties, tempered justice with a measure of mercy, decreeing the death less horrific, decapitation, to take part the very next day. In the cold confines of Winchester Castle, Dame Alicia awaited her final dawn, her soul tethered to the walls of the Eclipse, a witness to her impending demise. On that fateful day, a scaffold gallows was erected, an altar of dread, and it awaited her outside its ancient walls. With a resolve born of defiance, she stepped forth from the chamber of her confinement, facing her destiny with unwavering resolve. In her final moments, amidst the hushed whispers of the crowd, she condemned Judge Jeffreys with fiery eloquence, her words echoing through the ages. And as the executioner's blade fell, severing her earthly ties, her spirit soared, unburdened by mortal coil. A martyr to injustice, her body found solace on the hallowed grounds of Ellingham's ancient church, her legacy forever etched in Winchester's dark annals. Shrouded in injustice and her untimely demise, Dame Alicia's spirit lingers within the darkened corridors and hidden recesses of the Eclipse Inn, earning her the moniker of the Grey Lady, Countless witnesses, from former landlords to steadfast regulars, attest to the eerie occurrences and palpable sensations of dread that permeate the atmosphere. One such landlord, unsuspecting of the pub's grim history, was overcome by an inexplicable wave of sorrow and terror upon entering the upstairs chamber, forever marked by the spectral presence of Dame Alicia. Reluctant to revisit the haunted space, his encounter serves as a chilling testament to the enduring legacy of the tragic figure. For those who dare to venture near the bottom of the stairs, beware of the touch of an invisible presence or the icy breath of the unseen. Dame Alicia's restless spirit knows no bounds, haunting not only the confines of the Eclipse, but also the ancestral halls of Moyles Court and Dibdin Manor. Witnesses speak of her spectral form, severed head cradled in her arms. Legend intertwines with reality as tales emerge of a phantom coach, a spectral steed galloping through the night, their heads cruelly severed. Whispers of Dame Alicia's return journey from Winchester to Moyles Court echo through the ages, though none have beheld the spectral procession within the city's confines. Midst the shadows of Winchester's ancient streets, another ghostly tale entwines with Dame Alicia's tragic saga. A spectral echo of bygone executions, or perhaps a separate chapter in the city's haunted history. In the eerie twilight of 1947, a young journalist, green and eager, found himself entangled in a web of mystery during his solo coverage of his criminal trials at Winchester Crown Court. Underestimating the duration of the trial, he sought solace in the quaint charm of the city, its ancient streets whispering secrets of ages past. Resting his weary bones in the Cadena restaurant, a bastion of elegance overlooking the bustling high street, he observed the rhythmic cadence of shoppers weaving through the tapestry of urban life. Yet his reverie was shattered by the sudden apparition of a spectral procession, draped in archaic attire, traversing through the thoroughfare with a sense of urgency. Bewildered by the haunting sight, he sought answers from the indifferent waitress, only to be met with the disdainful denial of such an event unfolding. Deterred, fueled by curiosity and journalistic instinct, he embarked on a solitary quest for the truth. Venturing into the labyrinth alleys of Winchester, he stumbled upon the shadowed back door of Boots, a portal to realms unseen. With trepidation, he crossed the threshold, emerging into the eerie embrace of the square, where the Eclipse Inn and the City Museum stood as silent sentinels of the past. In that hallowed ground where history and mystery intertwine, the young journalist found himself on the precipice of discovery, his senses attuned to the whispers of the restless spirits that haunt Winchester's ancient streets. And as the echoes of the spectral procession faded into the ether, he knew that his encounter with the unknown was forever linger in the recesses of his mind. He knew that his encounter with the unknown would forever linger in the recesses of his mind, a testament to the timeless allure of the city's secrets. Guided by the benevolent curator at the museum, the young journalist found solace in the echoes of the past, unravelling the enigma that had gripped his senses. In the hallowed confines of St. Lawrence Church, prayers once echoed through the square, a solemn prelude and requiem for souls condemned to the gallows. The historian's words lent credence to the possibility that the journalist had borne witness to the restless spirits of a bygone execution. Yet this spectral spectacle, shrouded in the mists of time, remained a singular occurrence, defying explanation and confounding the bounds of reason. A local historian's affirmation only deepened the mystery as the journalist embarked on the next leg of his journey, guided by whispers. Crossing the threshold of the City Museum, a bastion of knowledge and intrigue, the journalist braced himself for further encounters with the supernatural. As tales of unexplainable sightings danced on the lips of staff, the line between reality and legend blurred, beckoning him deeper to the labyrinth of Winchester's haunted history. The river and water meadows. In the not-so-distant past, up until the 1840s when the railway reshaped the landscape, Winchester thrived with a bustling industry centred around the Itchen navigation, a vital artery of trade for nearly 2,000 years. From the Roman era to the Viking raids, and even at times of peace, this waterway served as the lifeblood of the city, where courting couples strolled and merchants piled their goods. In both times of conflict and tranquility, the city's medieval prosperity flowed through the river's veins. With local stone scarce, the grand edifices of Winchester rose from blocks of stone hewn from distant quarries, shipped up the river as far as the Isle of Wight, Purbeck, and even southern France. Picture the bustling scenes of the grain and cloth trade, the vibrant marketplace during St. Gilles Fair, and the regional procession of royal barges carrying monarchs and dignitaries into the city's shores. It was through this aquatic highway that King Philip of Spain made his grand entrance in July 1554, stepping into Winchester's cobblestone streets to marry Mary Tudor in the majestic cathedral, an event that echoed through the annals of history, forever woven into the tapestry of Winchester's rich past. It's no wonder, then, that a slew of eerie ghost tales have embedded themselves into the fabric of this canal's history. Yet not all are steeped in truth. Take, for instance, the legend of the horse with the flaming nostrils and the sparking hooves, said to charge up the river under the cover of darkness, driving all who caught sight of it to the brink of madness with fear. This chilling tale, however, was the crafty invention of the canal toll collector, a shrewd tactic to safeguard his nocturnal slumbers and protect his profits from toll evaders who dared to skirt his fees. The lure of the fiery horse met its demise as swiftly as it arose, thanks to the invention of the city's astute merchants, who rallied behind an Act of Parliament to ban the imposition of additional tolls on the waterway. With the toll collector's ruse exposed, the tales of the phantom faded into obscurity. Yet amid the mist-shrouded water meadows, where thick fog blankets the landscape in the early hours of the morning at dusk, spectral shapes and apparitions continue to stir in the imagination. While many of these sightings can be dismissed as tricks of the mist, where trees and objects morph into otherworldly forms, there remains a tantalising possibility that a tall figure cloaked in darkness, clutching a flickering lantern, may not be a spectre at all, but merely a man walking his way home from the local pub. One tale, however, persists among drivers navigating Garnier Road, a route fraught with twists and turns, particularly near a perilous bend overlooking a bridge adjacent to the old sewerage pumping station. From the amalgamation of the countless eyewitness reports, a haunting sequence of events has emerged. Initially, a luminous ball of white mist spanning anywhere from 5 to 10 feet in diameter materializes in the southern side of the bridge, hovering momentarily before drifting across the road. This ethereal form then charts a course eastward, tracing a path along the boundary where the pavement meets the grass verge, heading towards St. Catherine's Hill. At this juncture, the mist may retain its spherical shape, or gradually morph into the faint outline of a woman draped in a flowing gown. Finally, never venturing more than 30 yards, and always fading before reaching the solitary house on the right, the spectre dissipates into thin air. The origins of this apparition remain shrouded in mystery, though whispers suggest an unconfirmed tale of tragedy, a suicide upstream, with a body subsequently retrieved from the river. Amidst the stories associated with the Aquarius realm of the city, these accounts stand as the most haunting and enigmatic, casting a shadow of fear over all who dare traverse Garnier Road after nightfall.